Hello, YouTube. My name is Darius Wade, newly minted private pilot, working towards my continued journey to trying to become an airline pilot. In this video, just wanted to give a quick snapshot of kind of my journey and how I kind of started on this process to working towards becoming a pilot. The journey was pretty long, definitely expensive, but I'm taking somewhat of a different approach to try and get to my end goal. So just wanted to share that with you guys today. So first off, the route I decided to take was to actually go Part 141. I ended up deciding to do a unique path. It wasn't one of the colleges. It wasn't one of the big box schools or anything like that. It was actually an Aero Club. This Aero Club is funded and kind of affiliated through the Air Force, and it's actually held on the Dover Air Force Base out here in Delaware. So decided to take that route. It was a very unique opportunity where I get to take off right behind C5, C-17s. You have some of the 747s coming through. So somewhat of a interesting airspace as it was a class Delta to kind of fly in and kind of be around and work with air traffic control constantly with that. But pretty much a little bit about my journey and a little bit about me. So like I said, my name is Darius Wade, born and raised here in Delaware. I ended up deciding to become a pilot probably about a year ago, around this time, to be honest. Was looking, doing a bunch of research, going through YouTube, trying to figure out how can I make this transition pretty much as seamless as possible, while not going into a whole lot of debt. I saw the ATPs out there. There was Kilo Charlie out in like Kansas City. There was a bunch of different aviation schools that you could look into. But when looking through those, I saw the price tag that came with those. And cheapest end I was seeing was quoted around like 80,000. And what a lot of those big box schools don't tell you is that they're really quoting you off of the minimum. So that's them expecting you to pretty much be perfect within 40 hours of your private pilot's license. You should be done. If you're not, if you need extra hours, well, guess who has to pay for that? You do. So that's something a lot of people don't realize on the front end, which can cause a lot of stress, a lot of burnout. A lot of people just saying, you know what, never mind. I'm gonna just cut my losses and maybe just not do this whole pilot thing. So I decided to take this approach. Was very structured with the 141, but still enough leniency where it wasn't one of those big like universities where it's a super strict curriculum. We kind of utilize the Jepson online courses and everything to kind of get through all the ground information to kind of get me through that process. But while going along with this process to avoid any debt, I decided to actually keep my full time job. I am a supply chain manager with Walmart distribution, and a lot of people always question, does that make sense? If you want to be a pilot, we know that you want to get seniority. We know that you want to get through as quick as possible and as efficiently as possible so you don't spend too much money and take too long to kind of go through your process. So with that in mind, I was trying to weigh the pros and the cons. Do I just bite the bullet, quit the job full time every day, as many flights as possible just to get through it all and try and speed run to the airlines? But for me, I'm very debt adverse. So I wanted that peace of mind just to kind of take my time and get to that point that I wanted to. So been doing pay as I go. Pretty much anytime I have a flight, I kind of budget it out to make sure it's within the right amount of spending per week and per month to make sure I'm not pretty much taking on any debt to kind of go through this whole process. Ended up taking me a little bit longer. It took me about 46 hours to end up getting my private pilot's license. Currently, as of today, I'm at 78. So still working through that and currently working into my instrument rating. But definitely was a fun journey. One that I would suggest if you have any inclination that maybe you do want to fly, I would highly suggest you kind of taking that chance. It is a very fun thing to experience and kind of be a part of. Um, but it is challenging and it is expensive. So you just have to make sure to really plan that out accordingly to make sure that you are in a financially good spot. Understand that even if you're not, that I mean, we have friends and family. We have there's different scholarships they have available. Even if it's like a flight every week or something where you're not doing too aggressively and maybe it takes you a year to just get your private. Yes, that's not ideal, but as long as you're taking steps and making progress, I mean, at the end of the day, that's all that matters because now you're still actively working towards achieving your goal rather than just watching videos like this, just wishing and thinking, oh, maybe I could, if I just keep working, be you one day. So just wanted to share this quick video, just let you know kind of who I am. Going forward, I'm going to be kind of just breaking down what my journey was like, kind of more in detail, kind of how my flights went, what the true structure was like, how was it juggling both working full time and also trying to fly, as well as now me working towards my instrument rating. So just kind of having you guys follow along with my journey towards trying to get to that end goal. Like I said, for me, it is to be an airline pilot. I do have another caveat to where I also recently joined the Air Force Reservists. Currently, I'm on the enlisted side as a crew chief for F-15s, but my goal is to hopefully wrap in that knowledge and that exposure to now hopefully also transition to flying for the reserves for a fighter jet in the future as well. So right now, just trying to juggle all these things together to try and have them all come to one point of me just being a full-fledged pilot and just really being able to kind of set my future afloat and kind of sort of where I want to be in life. So that's who I am. That's what I'm looking to do, and I appreciate you guys tuning in. Stay tuned for my next video where I'm gonna start diving into this journey, what it's been like, and going from there. So appreciate you. Peace.